Before we get started, I want you guys to know that my tripod crapped out on me today. So you are literally being held together with duct tape. Please try not to wiggle around too much. I'm doing the best I can. Okay, so we're doing something a little different today. I'm going to make a batch of laundry soap. Yes, that's right, laundry soap. Because why? Because I have a little boy who's not so little, but still, it's a constant in my life. Now, once upon a time, laundry soap was a horrible process that you had to do outside. You had to render fat, animal fat down. You had to add lye to it. It was toxic, dangerous work. And we're not doing that today. But we are going to make some laundry soap. Here's the deal, is that laundry needs to be, your laundry cleaning product needs to be a detergent more than a soap. A soap just washes the surface, but it doesn't actually separate the grime and the grease and the dirt from the fabric and carry it away. It just kind of washes off the top layer. A detergent is something that actually works to break down the foreign gook and lift it off of your fabric and wash it away. So we're going to be making a detergent today. It's pretty simple process, it's pretty economical, and it's something that is coming back into fashion after falling out of favor for so long. The Depression era, there was no money, and it wasn't that things cost so much, it was that nobody had any money. If you've ever seen the documentary The Dust Bowl by Ken Burns, one woman talks of her memories of her brother swallowing a dime and how her mom followed him around basically with the slop jar to have him do his business in until she could retrieve that dime. It was, nobody had any money. Nobody had the money. So this period of life was tough because of the Depression, but it kind of gave women an easier segue, if we can say, into the war years where people had money but supplies were limited. Again, detergents call for fats. Fats were being recycled and turned in so that they could be used to manufacture ammunitions. And in a lot of places, soap was actually rationed. So let's get to making some laundry soap. Okay. Come on. These are the materials we need to make our laundry soap. And this is going to make a batch that will last a while, probably at least 6 months, depending on how much laundry you're doing, possibly a year. If you're lucky enough, you only need to do a couple of loads a week. So we're going to use 2 boxes of regular baking soda. We're going to use 2 bars of Fells Naphtha laundry bar and stain remover. This stuff has been around forever, and I'll go through some of these options. I'll explain some of my choices anyways here in just a minute. If you don't want to use the Fells Naphtha, you can use a couple of bars of Ivory soap. Again, we'll get into that later here. A box of Arm & Hammer super washing soda. I usually have this on hand anyways. It's so good for like cleaning floors. It's a great laundry booster if you're using regular laundry soaps too. And then we're going to use borax. Give me a minute, we'll explain. You need a grater of some sort, a large tub or a couple of large tubs. My house is so small that I'll fill this up with soap for on top of the dryer, and then this part I'll store downstairs in the basement because I just don't have room for it up here. You're going to need a little scoop, and you're going to need a big bowl, which I don't have out, but let me go grab that and then we'll talk choices. All right then, so Fells Naphtha laundry bar has been around for over 100 years. This cost 97 cents a bar, and you can either use it by itself, you can use it as a dampen it and use it as a pre-treatment to dirt, but we're going to actually use this as part of our detergent mix. if you don't like the idea of Fels naphtha for certain reasons we're about to go into, you can use ivory. Let's weigh some pros and cons. This is made for cleaning clothes, laundry, kitchen surfaces. It's made for heavy duty cleaning. It contains, the fats that it contains are plant-based fats. So, yay, that's good, no animal fats. But part of those fats in here, and have been for over 100 years, is palm oil. And there's a lot of controversy about the use of palm oil. It's not a sustainable product. You can't regrow it near at all as fast as you use it up. Choices have to be made here. It's not solid palm oil, but it does contain some palm oil. It rinses clean, and it's made to do this job. Palm oil, no, it's not sustainable. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use ivory. That's fine. Ivory's been used in soap forever, and if you grate this up, you get a product that used to be sold called ivory snowflakes, which is basically just an ivory soap, but grated up. The thing with this, though, is that it uses animal fats in it. You have to search your own heart. I mean, I eat animals, so I might as well put their fat to good use too, use it all. But it does not rinse quite as well as the Fels naphtha. So I'm going to use Fels naphtha, okay? And if you guys are not happy with that, then, well, just love me anyways. All right, so we're going to have we have 2 bars of Fels naphtha here. Goodness sakes, my bird's flying all over the place. Let's talk about the borax, 20 mule team borax, which is actually a lie. A 20 mule team actually consists of 18 mules and 2 horses back here that were rode to help steer all the rest of these stubborn fellows. So, yeah, it's false advertising. It should be 18 mules plus 2 horses. I digress. All right. Borax used to be used quite a bit around the house in cleaning, and then it faded out of fashion because of concerns about its toxicity and acidity, and it just kind of fell out of favor. Now, I don't hesitate to use borax. Borax is actually used in a lot of cosmetics, not unique. If you need to know more about unique cosmetics, hit your girl up. But it's used in cosmetics. It's actually used in our liquid and fancy laundry detergents that we use today. If you don't feel comfortable with borax, if you're afraid that it's too strong of a agent to use, or it's not gentle enough for sensitive skin, then you can substitute Oxyclean, powdered Oxyclean, for the borax. That's going to cost you a lot more money. The borax, hang on, I have a note here. I wrote this down because I have the memory of a goldfish. Let me find it. Uno momento, por favor. Oh my goodness. As I was saying before, I had to go look for something that was right here in front of me. The cost of the borax is $4.47 for a 4-pound box like this. The super washing soda, again, I keep this on hand. It really is good for floors, and it's an old cleaning product, but it's good one. It's a good one, and this costs $4.12. My Fels naphtha was 98 cents for each bar, and for the 2 bars, that was $1.96. And then we're also going to add 2 boxes of regular baking soda. This is just store brand. These were 52 cents a box, and so that's $1.04 for these 2 boxes of baking soda. All totaled, our ingredients for our 6 to 12 month supply of laundry soap, again, depending on how often you do your laundry and how tough the dirt is $11.59. Okay, now, this is my favorite commercial brand of laundry soap. Again, this is not sponsored. I'm not saying this is the only thing to use, but this is what I use. And I'm going to be using this. It has kind of a booster. If I get some really grubby clothes, especially when warm weather starts back up and the kids are out playing, then I'll throw in a little bit of the Tide to assist in my homemade laundry detergent. This jug, using it alone, will last me about 4 to 6 weeks. Again, depending on how much laundry I'm having to do. This jug costs $17.94, and it is just as toxic, if not more so, than my borax. Okay, so I'm going to be saving this as a laundry booster if I need to, and at $17.94 for 4 to 6 weeks, I'm going to be spending $11.59 for a quick homemade laundry detergent that's going to work just as well. So let's throw this together and we'll get started. Okay, so I have here a large bowl, and I'm probably going to have to make this in batches of 2. I don't have a big, huge 5-gallon bucket. I know that you can stir it up in a bucket and store it in the same bucket. I don't have an extra one to spare. So I'm going to be using my largest bowl here, and I'm going to split this into 2 batches, and that way I know it's all stirred together and everything is hunky-dory. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grate up our Fells Naphtha laundry soap, and this comes in a couple of different types. You can get it scented or unscented. This is unscented, and it's just kind of a beige colored soap. And I'm going to start grating this up. I'm kidding. Okay, I could use this. Lots of people, see, it's very soft soap, but I ain't going to be wasting my time with this knuckle buster. Instead, I'm going to be using my food processor. Yes, that's right. Oh, you're going to be using soap in your food processor? Don't you put food in that? Am I in your way? Probably so. Excuse me, I gotta plug this in. Yeah, because I wash this thing out with soap every time I use it. This thing is older than the hills. There's no need to give up on an item just because it has a little wear on it, right? I'm going to take my grating attachment, put it in my food processor. If you don't have one, go to a thrift store and buy one. They cost a lot of money new in the store, but if you just want to try it out and see how often you end up using it, then go to the thrift store. Okay, let me get this up here right. I can't talk and work at the same time. All right, I've got my grating attachment on my, there we go, on my food processor. Again, this used to belong to my grandmother. This is older than the hills, but it still works. And so, there you go. Alrighty, so there's my bar of soap. I don't want to be unsafe, but... And... just like that, you've grated up your Fells Naphtha soap. I'm going to go ahead and do the other one, and then we'll be back and move on to the next step. Alrighty, here is our Fells, my tongue is getting tight. My Fells Naphtha soap, and it's shredded up. It looks almost like cheese, but don't eat this, kids. And I wanted more finely chopped than this, so I've just switched out the grater blade in my food processor to my chopping blade. And I'm just going to pulse this a few times and try not to make a mess. I know that is an awkward angle for y'all, but I'm doing the best I can with what I have to work with. A tiny kitchen, a broken tripod, a attention span of a goldfish. Alrighty. So, make sure I got it all up off of my countertop here. And I'm going to just pulse this a few times. to where I want it. So now, here is our Fels Naphtha. It's just, I just pulsed it down to little granule sizes, and that will do. Like I said before, borax is controversial. But what isn't these days? I am working here in my kitchen, and I do have the window cracked open about 6 inches, even though it's a kind of a chilly day, because I don't want this dust. I don't want to really inhale this dust. If you feel more comfortable wearing a dust mask or a little respirator of some sort, you certainly could. I'm old. I've raised teenagers. I'm not afraid of too much in my life. So I'm just going to open a window. I'm in a well-ventilated area, and I'm not going to be kicking up more of this than I absolutely have to. So I'm going to add about half of this box. And this is another reason why you might be better off mixing half batches at a time. All right, that's about half the box. I'm going to put in, just eyeballing it, about half of my Fels Naphtha soap. I'm going to put in 1 box of baking soda. Now, the borax, the soap, and the washing soda are all detergent materials. They're the cleaning agents, if you will. The only reason why I'm adding the baking soda is that it's an odor neutralizer. Have y'all ever smelled a 13-year-old boy? Whew. Yeah, you know what I mean. So I'm going to add that. And then I'm going to add in about half a box of my washing soda. And I found all of these ingredients at Walmart. So you don't have to special order them. You don't have to run all over town. The Fels Naphtha was actually next to the baking soda, the washing soda. So it's over in your household cleaning supplies. And if you can't find it, ask your closest associate, providing, of course, that you can find an associate in Walmart. All right. Oops, somebody's here. Oh, okay, that was just the neighbor kids wanting Anthony to play, but he's not been feeling well, so he's gonna pass on that offer for today. All right, so you can take a plastic spoon or a wooden spoon and stir this up if you wanted to, or you can take your, I need something bigger than that. You can actually take a whisk and gently stir it. Slowly. Again, you don't want all that dust to fly up. Borax is going to sting your eye, but so will liquid store-bought detergent. They're not probably something you should eat, but neither are Tide Pods, kids. Alrighty. And since you can't see very well, let me try to move you. Again, you're held together with duct tape, so I have to be quite careful. So this is what our detergent looks like. I'm going to go ahead and try to get you back where you were. And I'm going to take a measuring scoop for this and fill my first container. This has a very clean smell to it already. Okay. Actually, I might not need 2 containers. Huh? All right, and then I'm just going to mix the other half. Both halves are mixed and canistered. This is the one I'm going to keep next to my washer on top of my dryer. Again, I have such a small home that I don't have room, and it's not feasible for me to set this bigger tub on. So I'll take this downstairs, store it in the little pantry down there. And then this scoop I have had for a while. I think this at one time came with a rice cooker, which I don't have anymore, but I measured it out, and this is actually 3 tablespoons. Each load you do, you'll only use 2 to 3 tablespoons of this soap. So I will be using maybe this much, if you can see, per load. So this should last me a good long while. You can put it in a fancy container if you want, whatever your little heart desires. This would have been a product that housewives during the Depression era and into the wartime period of our history would have been able to have made up with items they had on hand anyways. They made do with what they had. They made the best of the situation with whatever creative mind they might have had, or tips passed down from generations and generations. So I'm gonna go wash some clothes. There you go. We made homemade laundry soap. In doing this, in doing research for this particular little project of mine, there were 2 things that came up that maybe I should discuss with you here. One was the fear of buildup. In a lot of our old powder detergents from back in the day, we saw that in our laundry, in our washing machines, is that powdered laundry detergents would kind of form a buildup inside of the drain and whatnot. In my research, what I have found is that most ladies say when they use this detergent, they don't have that problem, but those that thought it did leave a little buildup, once every couple of months would just run a hot cycle with hot water and a gallon of white vinegar, and then it cleared it right up. Another thing that came up was the fact that it doesn't strip hard water minerals out of your clothes the way commercial laundry soaps do. Again, that was answered by vinegar. Those questions were answered by ladies using this type of laundry soap, saying that they just simply added half a cup of vinegar to their laundry, plain white vinegar to their laundry, and that they didn't have the hard water buildup on their clothes. These are things to keep into consideration if you're going to try this. I'm going to try to follow up on this here in a few months after using this detergent and give you my honest opinion on how it's worked and if it was worth it or not. I'm hoping it does, because it's going to save me some money, and that's always a good thing. So I'll see you guys later.